human beings in trying to convey information from one to the other use words and sometimes still images. This piece will amaze you. I was fascinated with marine mammals. At one time I wanted to be a marine mammalogist, studying marine mammals such as whales, seals, and of course my favorite, porpoises. Many thousands of hours of taping were done by people like the Caldwells, friends of mine at St. Augustine Marine Land, taping porpoises and their sounds that they emit and trying to deduce sort of an alphabet, a vocabulary of what they were trying to say to one another. It was probably 20 years later that someone realized that they are not sending a language to each other like we do, which means you have to have know the alphabet, and you have to know pronunciation, you have to know vocabulary, word meanings, etc. But porpoises, well, let's put it this way. If I went to a fair and I went on a new ride that I had never been on before, and I know you hadn't either, and I was trying to tell you about it, it's kind of like a roller coaster, but it's also kind of like a merry-go-round. It's got pieces of like a Ferris wheel. It's just hard to describe. Okay? Now, if a porpoise had a similar experience, I doubt if they went to the fair and went on a new ride. But let's just say they had a remarkable experience. They wanted to share with a friend of theirs, a porpoise friend of theirs who had not been there. Instead of a vocabulary and stumbling around and try to place the right words out there for the other person to bring in and get the experience, porpoises take their film inside of the experience, which includes sight, sound, taste, and smells, and with their incredible enriching ability, put it in the other porpoise's head. So that porpoise can experience exactly what the other porpoise went through in terms of sight, sound, smells, feelings, etc. Wow, I wonder what that would change in the human species if we could do that. But my point, and the reason I spent a few minutes talking about that, is that I have had experiences which have brought me to certain realizations that I would like to be able to put into your head and heart. But I'm not as smart as a porpoise, nor do I have the means of communication. And I know that. So I have grappled with how to do that. And I'm going to do it the best way I can. I'm going to start with fundamentals, the most basic blocks. And I'm going to put the blocks together to then build a foundation upon all of which is necessary, just like the foundation in a house which may be buried under the ground, never seen by anyone once the place is constructed. But if it wasn't there, the whole house would fall apart. Well, but this foundation, you'll be able to see again and again because you will use it. So it's not a perfect metaphor, but it's close as I can come. So, without further ado, the fundamental building block. Well, let me stop myself. You must realize that some of the most significant truths in our world are hidden in plain sight. I mean, they are right here, and we miss them. And we could go into various reasons why. We live in our heads, we live in the past, we're projecting the future, we're wrapped up in our feeling, whatever. But for some reason, we miss these truths again and again and again and again. And even when they're mentioned to us, and even if we dabble in them a little bit, we forget them because once again, we're back into what happened yesterday and what's going to happen and what if I don't do this and oh, I feel sick today and I don't feel I'm elated today. I want to do more of what I'm doing to make me happy. You know that we miss the self-evident truths, which are keys to all the things that we want. Okay. So the first self-evident truth, and it has many angles and facets, and we will look at the ones that are really important. The first one is your breathing. You go, oh, this is going to be boring. Trust me, whether you think it's boring or whether you think there's got to be, let's get on with something that's more, something I haven't seen before, something new, some trick. Stay with me on this. And I'm going to give you an experience of the importance of breath right now. On a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being, I wish somebody would just shoot me. 10 being, this is the happiest moment of my life, or one of the happiest. What are you feeling right now? Where are you on a scale of 0 to 10? With how you're feeling right now. Get a number and hang on to it. Think about it just 5 seconds and lock onto a number. First of all, you have to do it. Breathing has to be done certain ways in order to get the benefit, maximum benefit. So the first thing you must do in this experience is to take the tip of your tongue and put it up right behind your 2 front teeth and that little piece of pointy roof of your mouth that comes down between your front 2 teeth. Just touch it right there. Just try it right now. Tip of your tongue, touch that. So you're forming actually a circle, okay, in your mouth. You keep it that way the whole time through this experience. It won't last long, but try to remember to do that. Keep the tip of your tongue against that little apex of the roof of your mouth between your front 2 teeth in the back. All right? Now, keeping it there. Now, obviously, I cannot duplicate that, or I'd be talking like this, and you won't understand me. Okay, but you keep it there. Okay, put it there now. I want you to exhale. All the way. Keeping it there, I want you to inhale to a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 8. Exhale to a count of 8. Take a normal breath. At this moment, I want you to go back to your scale of 0 to 10 and see what number you feel right now. Compare it to the first number. It's higher. It just took a few seconds to show you how important it is. That was a scratch on the surface. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to teach you a breathing technique. And then I'm going to go on to another building block. And then I'm going to come back and put the two together. I call this conscious connected breathing, or CCB for short. I use it in almost everything I teach, including a statistics course. I teach a statistics course called Statistics and Zen on udemy.com, and I teach the breathing first. I teach it as a new way of learning statistics or anything, is to be able to get in the present moment. Okay? So you're paying attention to what you're learning and to relax at the same time. That's two of the functions of conscious connected breathing. It gets you into the moment, and it makes you aware of what's going on. You're paying attention, okay? So let's learn the technique, and we'll get to some of the meaning and impact and benefits of it later. But first, we must learn it. Now, conscious connected breathing is very simple, like a lot of truth. It has 3 rules. The first rule is you must breathe uninterruptedly in a circle with no pauses between exhale and inhale, or inhale and exhale. So it's a constant circular breath. The second thing is, second rule, relax the exhale. Now, you don't have to push out your exhale. You just let go. The diaphragm muscle, gravity, your rib cage collapsing takes care of the exhale without any work or effort on your part, except right in the beginning, which is to let go. You have to work to inhale. You're going against gravity. Your diaphragm muscle is pulling out, expanding. And then you let go. The diaphragm muscle pops back up, pushes the air out, the rib cage goes down, pushes the air out, and gravity helps as well. Okay. So that's the second rule. Relax the exhale and or let go. Okay? 2 rules. Circular breathing, relaxed on the exhale. Third rule, not really that important, but it's the third rule. You can breathe through your mouth and exhale through your mouth, or you can inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose, but do one or the other. Don't mix and match. Don't inhale through your mouth and exhale through your nose, or vice versa. So if you're a mouth breather, if this is easier for you to relax and breathe through your mouth, which it is for me, because I feel like I can get more air, then do that. If you don't like your mouth open, and you feel that, some people have nose holes the size of cigars, for Pete's sakes. Me, up in here, is like a tiny straw, which is why it's hard for me to get a full lungful of air in a calm fashion. Okay? So I'm a mouth breather. So let's go over the 3 rules again before we practice. 1, breathing has to stay in a circle. 2, relax the exhale. Let go of the exhale. And 3, either mouth on inhale, exhale, or nose on inhale, exhale. Got it? Okay. Now, we're going to practice conscious connected breathing. You can breathe along with me. I'm going to make noise, but actually good conscious connected breathing makes no noise. It's quiet. You want to see me do it without making any noise? Watch this. No, I didn't turn the volume down. Okay. Now, what causes noise in breathing is constriction of the throat or something else, your lips or whatever. Okay. So if you really want to make noise, or which drives me out. Goodness, yes, it does. Thought I had some water here. So we don't want to do that. It's not comfortable. Okay? But if you want to make noise, that's okay until you learn how to breathe silently. That's not a rule. But I'm going to make noise on purpose so that you can tell, and I'm going to be rather dramatic and gesticulate so you can tell if I'm inhaling or exhaling. You can stay right in rhythm with me if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay? So, yes, we're spending time on this because it is essential. If you don't get into this, if you can't eventually see the importance of this, go take another course. Now, still here? Boy, you're one of the lucky ones, because we're just starting with the keys to the kingdom. Okay, so here we go. We're going to practice conscious connected breathing. The 3 rules again, real quick. Circular breathing, relaxed exhale, 3, nose, nose, or mouth, mouth. Ready? Now, I'll talk. You keep breathing. Notice that I let go of my exhale or inhale before I get to the end. That's how I keep them connected. I don't go. I don't let it go all the way out either. So I start exhaling right at just before I reach the end of the inhale, and I start inhaling just before I reach the end of the exhale. That way I can keep it in a continual circle. Are you still breathing in a circle? Now, if you are, you've noticed something. Maybe you're a little dizzy or lightheaded, or maybe you're hearing or seeing things that are a little odd or bothering you. Or maybe you feel like coughing or your throat's dried out, and it's fine to have water around when you do this. But please do not let that detract you, because that will pass if you're feeling lightheaded or dizzy. The reason you are is because you are getting lots of oxygen, which is life force energy. It's the essential. It's the essential element in any planet that's going to foster growth with living organisms. All right. As far as we know. Okay, stop breathing. Oh, you did already. All right, let's take a few what I call cleansing breaths. Those you can do any way you want to. How are you feeling on a scale of 0 to 10? My numbers went up, and I wasn't even doing it right the whole time because I was talking to you. Okay, let's do another practice session. Okay, are you ready? Keep going for about 1 more minute, and I'll be quiet. and cleansing breath. Close your eyes. Number 0 to 10. Sit silently and enjoy. That is conscious connected breathing. You're going to be reminded to do it numerous times.